Since reports emerged that Harry and Meghan are moving back to the UK, no one is happier than the British media. Reports and the data show that Harry and Meghan continue to dominate the British royal news coverage. Today, we're going to take a look at those numbers with Feminagra, and I'm going to give you my opinion on the other side, so let's get started. This article is in Feminagra, written by Ms. Historian, titled, "The Numbers Show How Central Harry and Meghan Remain to British Royal Coverage." And they have this photo of the Daily Telegraph with the selfie that Harry and Meghan took in the car when they were in Canada on the way to the David Foster Foundation Gala. And the caption reads, "Harry's coming home." Now, listen, I know they're excited. He is part of their royal family. She is part of their royal family. They have watched him grow up. For the people who are monarchists or just somewhat pseudo-royal enthusiasts, I can see how they'll be excited to see the youngest son of Princess Diana return home. But what I do not like, nor do I care for, is the fact that Meghan is clearly in frame, and it is likely Meghan who's taking the photo. But even if not, she is very clearly in frame. And even with her in the picture, she's being erased in this. They're not excited about her coming home, or at least that's the implication from the Daily Telegraph. They're just excited for Prince Harry, even though Harry and Meghan are a married couple with children. They pretty much do everything together. They have both gushed about each other for years. There have never been any signs of any kind of fractures between them. They seem thick as thieves and stronger than ever, yet for some reason, there is this understood erasure of her in British media unless there is a means to insult or degrade her, and I do not care for that. That is disgusting. And on a very basic level, no matter how you feel about her, to try and divide and conquer a married couple is evil as hell, and something I would say, while you're celebrating Harry, something he would absolutely resent. But anyway, let's continue. This article is in Feminagra, written by Ms. Historian, titled, "The Numbers Show How Central Harry and Meghan Remain to British Royal Coverage." But before we even get into this article, which I've already read this article and it has some great information and details, but something I want to point out straight from this photo from the Telegraph. Their front page says, "Harry's coming home," with a selfie of Harry and Meghan in the car that they took on the way to the David Foster Foundation Gala a couple of days ago in Canada. We have a whole video on it. We talked about it. But something about this front page is really bothering me. Can you guess what it is? Let me know in the comment section, or if you're watching during the live chat, what do you think it is that bothers me about this front page? Harry's coming home. Well, first of all, you have two people in this photo. So if Harry's coming home, where do you think his wife and kids will be? What have the reports said? They're all coming home. So Harry's part of a family unit. Harry is married. Harry is a father. Harry would not be moving home and coming home without his wife and kids. I'm not speaking about visits. I'm talking about the move, the reported move that they're making back to the UK, which still has yet to be confirmed by their spokesperson or themselves at the time of making this video. That could change. But what bothers me is the attempt to divide and conquer and to show favor to one over the other, or to celebrate Harry coming back, but to completely ignore, diminish, minimize, or completely disrespect, in my opinion, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. If you're excited for Harry, you should be excited for them. They are a married couple, and in the eyes of the Lord, they are one soul. We all saw that union go down. We saw that ceremony. So I cannot stand that. Please do not act like this is not offensive. This is a married couple. This is a couple who have outwardly gushed about each other for years. There have never been any indication of any fractures. They are stronger than ever and thick as thieves. There is no reason to omit Meghan from this headline, especially when she herself is in the photo. They didn't even use one photo of just Harry. They used the selfie that they took on the way to a gala together, looking happy, beaming together. Yet they only declared excitement for Harry coming home. And this is part of the damn problem. This is the issue. People want to act like Meghan made up the fact that she was abused when we all saw that shit go down. We saw how the media treated both of them, but specifically zeroed in on Meghan. They tried to break that lady, and they haven't even gotten back yet from what we understand. And they're already trying to do it again. First of all, they never stopped. But see, this is the shit that I'm talking about. The type of, well, we celebrated the Sussexes coming home. No, you celebrated Harry. And I can tell you on good authority that Harry would not be pleased with you omitting his wife. He would be the first person to be pissed about this, if he cared at all what the Telegraph is doing. But the point I'm making is, this is part of the problem. Omitting and minimizing Meghan, who has literally done nothing wrong. She took a photo with her husband and y'all used a photo she was in to completely ignore her. And that is how I know it's intentional. How disgusting. Sorry. As soon as I saw that, I was irritated, but that is not the topic of the article. So let's actually get into what we're going to talk about today. For years, parts of the British press have treated Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex as both outsiders to the monarchy and permanent fixtures in royal coverage. That contradiction has become especially visible since reports emerged that the Sussexes are preparing to spend more time in Britain. Within days, newspapers were building fresh stories around acting, reconciliation, Christmas, money, public opinion, and Harry's royal status. The question is no longer whether Harry and Meghan still attract attention. They clearly do. The more interesting question is what that attention tells us about the business of royal reporting. Sunday's front pages offered a useful snapshot. The Daily Star Sunday found another commercial angle, putting Prince Harry lookalike Rhys Whittock on its front page under the punning headline, "I'm the Duke of Sussex," and they used Sussex to make money signs, by the way, and reporting that the impersonator expected Harry's return to boost his bookings. The Mail on Sunday pushed a poll claiming just 4% of respondents wanted William to make the first move in peace talks, while also promoting a separate claim that Meghan's proposed television comeback had been canceled. The Sun on Sunday gave Meghan a prominent front page slot with its claim that a role in The Gentleman could be worth £1 million, while warning that the deal might be off. Even the Sunday Telegraph, which took a more restrained tone, devoted major front page space to Harry, showing him paying respects at Arlington National Cemetery alongside a separate report saying there was no guarantee that Harry and Meghan would spend Christmas with the royal family. I mean, of course there's no guarantee. They haven't told you. You have no quote. You have no information. So of course there's no guarantee because you have no data. What stands out is how many different stories the press managed to build around the Sussexes in just a few days. Acting, money, reconciliation, Christmas, royal status, and public opinion all became separate angles. The return story did not produce one headline. It produced a whole news cycle. Ground news data puts the front page frenzy into a wider context. One important caveat: Ground news measures the political leaning of the outlets publishing the stories, not whether each individual article is positive or negative. Meghan receiving 44% of her coverage from right-leaning outlets does not mean 44% of those stories were hostile. It tells us which publishers are covering her. So here's the chart that Feminagra included. I hope you can see that. The 6 Ground News topic pages recorded a combined 5,853 story entries over the 3-month period. Although those totals can overlap because one article may cover several members of the royal family. Prince Harry's Ground News topic page recorded 1,718 stories, the highest total among the 6 royal topic pages examined. Meghan followed with 1,246, narrowly ahead of William on 1,235. King Charles received 1,051 stories, while Kate Middleton received 593. None for Glen Coco. The political mix is also striking. Meghan had the highest proportion of coverage from right-leaning outlets at 44%, followed by Harry at 40%. William's coverage was far more evenly distributed at 32% left and 36% center, while 32% was to the right. Kate's coverage leaned in the opposite direction, with 37% coming from left-leaning outlets and 27% from the right. Harry and Meghan individually rank far more prominently in the Daily Express's Ground News topic data. The Express appears as the leading publisher for Harry with 479 recent story entries and for Meghan with 399. Because stories can appear under more than one person's topic page, those figures should not be added together as unique articles. Even so, they demonstrate how consistently the Express returns to both Sussexes as subjects. That doesn't tell us whether those stories were positive or negative, but it does show which royal figures the outlet repeatedly considers newsworthy. The most revealing thing about the Sussex media cycle is not simply the volume of coverage Harry and Meghan receive. It is how easily one development can generate an endless stream of news stories. Their reported return to Britain quickly produced headlines about acting, reconciliation, Christmas, security, money, polling, and royal status. Then the Telegraph found yet another angle. Who would look after Harry and Meghan's chickens while they were in the UK? I saw people talking about the chickens as well as her garden, and I was so concerned. I was like, where did this start? Like, y'all don't think they have staff? But I was wondering where that started. Now I know. That is hilarious. Like, what in the world? Anything to name the Sussexes in a headline. That story is almost a perfect example of the wider point. When an outlet can turn the Sussexes' poultry arrangements into a standalone royal article and have it appear among Google's top stories, it becomes difficult to argue that Harry and Meghan no longer matter to the media. The ground news figures suggest this attention is not limited to one unusually busy week. It forms part of a much larger pattern of sustained coverage. Harry and Meghan remain unusually useful subjects because their names sit at the intersection of royalty, celebrity, family conflict, politics, culture war commentary, and international interest. Almost any detail of their lives can therefore become another angle. That makes them valuable to publications even when those publications are critical of them. Harry and Meghan stepped away from royal duties in 2020, but the British press never really allowed them to leave the royal media economy. If we've reached the point where the Sussex chickens are news, the dependency on Harry and Meghan for content becomes rather difficult to miss. Thank you so much for watching the SharionSade YouTube channel. I appreciate you watching my content. If you haven't already, please don't forget to go ahead and like this video by hitting the thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe by hitting the subscribe button. And don't forget to comment along the way. If you feel so inclined, please don't forget to share so that more people can find us. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Now let's get back to the video. One thing is certain. The news and the media will continue to use, as well as unfortunately abuse, Harry and Meghan, as well as their image, in order to make millions and billions of dollars. And that is extremely frustrating. It's definitely something we've had a significant focus on this channel. We've discussed it, highs, lows, ups, downs, ins and outs, all around from every single angle. But something that I always fall back on that gives me some semblance of peace is the fact that, one, Harry and Meghan are equipped to handle what comes, but something they are fantastic at is alchemizing the attention, whether good or bad, to bring focus to the things that they care most about. They're always going to come out ahead, no matter how you slice it, because they operate in good faith and with good hearts and with integrity. And you just can't stop people like that. So regardless of what the media decides to do today, tomorrow, whatever, Harry and Meghan's well-being nor their success depend on it. They do their own thing. They operate how they operate, and they alchemize all of the energy coming their way, which is why I consistently try to send them positive energy, because they are making a massive positive impact on the world. So I hope, this is a big hope, but I hope that the media sees the value in covering them fairly. And I hope the media can come to a place where they see the value in covering them from an unbiased place. They don't even have to amplify their work, but they can certainly choose to focus on what's real and what's true when they talk about Harry and Meghan, regardless of the angle. If you want to talk about the chickens, hell, talk about the chickens, but please talk about them truthfully. If you want to talk about her garden, if you want to talk about their home, if you want to talk about the UK, if you want to talk about whatever you talk about regarding the Sussexes, I just hope that you do so honestly, and with integrity. So those are my thoughts on this. I didn't necessarily need the data to support this, but I didn't need the data to prove this, but I'm so happy to have the data to support this. But we already knew Harry and Meghan are by far the most popular royals, no matter what angle you want to look at the data from. If you want to say, oh, they're the most popular because people like to shit talk them, or they're the most popular because they're the most influential, they're the most popular because people look up to them, they're a very popular couple, blah, 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 or it's because they have the American angle. However you choose to look at it, they're dominating the numbers because they dominate the interest. They are both, and I've said this before, they work very hard and they operate in their space that they care about. They don't do anything for publicity, but they absolutely alchemize the publicity, and that's genius. They know how to market themselves well to get the job done, and they are constantly focused on how to improve this world. They've made massive impacts. They've done amazing things throughout their careers, especially as philanthropists, but we've seen them both partake in individual careers as well as careers together, and they're thriving on all fronts. So regardless of what the media is doing, it seems to me that they're pretty secure in what they're doing and what they're going to do, and the media can't stop them. So I hope that the media does get to a place where they say, hey, we're going to get the attention on Harry and Meghan regardless. Let's just cover them for what they are and who they are. We don't have to create an angle to get attention. We're going to get that anyway because they're the ones who draw the attention, not the hatred that we try to create against them. So here's hoping. I doubt it, but I will forever be looking for the outlets that share information about Harry and Meghan from an honest place, not the other ones. So that's all I have. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.